Gluten-free dining is really, really cool. It's a way of offsetting the damage that you're doing to the earth through eating meals out in restaurants. But it's not just planting trees, it's a social enterprise, it's creating jobs.
It was something we were actually looking at in some form doing as a restaurant, thinking how we can care a bit more about the world around us, and this sort of gave us a way of doing it.
I think as a guest experience, being able to give the opportunity to a guest, I think it's a great gift.
Last time I checked the figures, we planted 8,500 trees. Just being able to tell people that, it's massive, and people are always really surprised. Customers expect, we planted a few hundred or something, but it's this massive impact, otherwise would just not be happening.
So the process was really easy and really simple, because where with Lightspeed it took us less than half an hour for it to actually be up and running. Then it was just a matter of getting the staff trained up and engaged in how to talk customers through the process.
This is one of the charcoal markets in town. It's one of the smaller charcoal markets. These women are chopping out of the forest just to make the charcoal that you can see, which is really, really destructive to the environment. You need more than 20 mature trees just to have all this. This is partly caused by poverty that faces most of the people. You can see one of the larger buckets is sold at 5,000 shillings, which is equivalent to 2.5 USD. This is a very small amount for them to make a living. So they need to cut many trees at once to make a larger volume of charcoal. All we are actually doing is to educate people about environmental conservation issues, which are considered to be destructive to the environment, especially deforestation, which is the major challenge by the people of the mountains. We believe that when they plant enough trees, especially fruity trees, then they will have alternative business. They will sell fruits instead of charcoal that you can see, so that people stop completely this sort of business. The first thing that we actually need to do is to restore what is lost. You can't just stop them from going to the forest and you don't provide them alternatives. We provide them with fast-growing tree species, and most of these are exotic tree species which are fast-growing just for wood. At some points also construction materials, including timber, just for them not to go to the forest. And if you kill a tree for timber or charcoal, you don't just kill that tree, you even endanger life for other creatures, for microorganisms, for birds, for reptiles and other animals which in one way or another depend on that tree. We are providing them with trees. These are fruity trees. In some years to come, when these trees will be producing enough fruits, they will change from charcoal or timber business into fruit business. If we provide them with fruity trees, none of our people will think about going to the forest for cutting down the trees for timber. For those who think they can use the slopes for agriculture, it sometimes turns into a challenge because due to runoff, sometimes we experience serious soil erosion, landfall and rockfall.
You can see the ground is flat, the water's going to run off this ground. It rains up here and you just get water rushing down, causing flooding further down in the valley below. There's no wildlife, biodiversity's gone, and Tanzania has a lot of endangered species now. This is what's causing the endangerment, not just to people but to the animals and the ecosystem.
In a few years to come, if we don't take measures, serious measures, we will lose everything that we have.
We're one of the climatic crises. There's a disasters which has been happening in the mountain and mainly on tree deforestation. And then we said, okay, why can't we think about stopping it? We started with maybe 250 trees, came up 500, and now you could see millions of trees.
People will have enough to eat, people will have enough land for agriculture, people will have enough land for other economic activities, and so they won't be thinking of cutting down trees. The good thing is we have the Green Earth Appeal to make sure that trees are planted, to make sure that life of the local community is transformed into a state that everyone will live happily without destroying the environment.
My dream is to see people planting quite a lot of trees. We are over 6 billion on this. So you could imagine, if every day one person planted trees, then you could imagine how many trees would be planted on the earth. Then we could save the planet. Thanks to you guys, Green Earth Appeal comes up here. You want to plant a tree with us, and we say thank you very much. You can join the effort.
Today I'm with Daniel, who's the chairman of the village and also a farm owner in this area of the Usambara Mountains. So Daniel, how have the trees that we've planted here changed the way that the farm works?
Kwanza imebadilisha maisha kwa kiuchumi, inaweza kunisaidia kwa mbao, lakini pia kwa matunda. Kuweza kuuza katika watu. Wakati sijapanda miti ati ilikuwa ngumu sana, kwa sababu unaweza ukahangaika sana kutafuta pesa sehemu nyingine tofauti, na sasa unaweza ukavuna mti wako ukajipatia kipato pale. Yapo. Kwa sababu wakati ule sijapanda miti ile ambao na matunda pia ilikuwa hata ada unaweza ukahangaika kuipata. Lakini kwa sasa unaweza kwa kiasi fulani, si sana, kiasi fulani unapata. Ni pia ada watoto na kukamilisha mahitaji yao kama nguo.
Is there anything that you personally would like to say to our partners who are the ones that give us the funding to get the trees for you to plant?
Kwanza ni shukrani kwa dhati ambazo wameweza kuguswa na kuweza kutusaidia. Hilo la kwanza, lakini pia tuombe kwao kama itawezekana kutupatia hii miti ya matunda ambayo hasa inatupatia tena kipato zaidi. Wakitusaidia hilo, kwa sababu tayari unakuta miche mingine inauzwa ghali. Tukipata hiyo tutashukuru. La kwanza shukrani.
So we're here on Mama Shamela's farm, and you probably heard me talking about agroforestry a lot, particularly when I'm meeting restaurants for the first time. Well, this is a prime example of agroforestry actually working. If you have a look around here, you'll see that we've got really high quality soil, we've got peas that are adding nitrogen to the soil, we've got trees that are raising the water table and bringing biodiversity, and then we've got the crops, the pears, we've got apples, we've got corn, and you can see that everything's growing really well, and yet where we saw the deforestation earlier, there's nothing growing. You've just got just dead land.
Kiasi fulani bado hatujafanya kazi vizuri, maana sikuwepo muda mwingi, ndio nimekuja, walikuwa watoto.
What fruits and things do we sell from the farm?
Ni karoti, hoho, matunda kama apple, pears, plums.
I'm with Khalifa, who is our guide and expert, and he's just going to explain a few of the crops that we've got here, because there's quite a multitude really. I hadn't realised there was quite so many different types of crops.
We have some beans. These are beans, and it's a very good source for protein, especially for people who are living in the countryside who can have access to meat or other form of protein, especially from animals. This is black and white yam, and it's also a good source of starch and minerals. It's well produced by these people up here. So they pick some for food, for meals, and most of them are taken to the market in the shorter town for sale.
That's incredible, and that's agroforestry working at its finest.
This is avocado. In this area we've got the best avocado. all over the country they know, and the best fruits, you know. And we don't have season, we grow all year round. Farming, it's all we have here. So my dad is a farmer, and that's why I was able to go to school. And yeah, he got some money to send me to school, a good school, and yeah, I've learned also English.
So, I've just bought some fruit from a store owned by a very nice guy called Bakary. His father was able to provide him with everything he needed, and he spoke perfect English in a country as a second language. We paid him for fruit, and it's this circular economy that is created through trees. In a country where poverty is extreme and deforestation is extreme, it's, to be honest, a bit over-emotional for me now, because we've just seen the whole journey. We've been in the mountains planting trees, we've visited farms, and now we're at a market where people are making money off the fruits of what we do. This is proof, if you need anything, that what we do does change lives.